Oh, the foolishness of it. When I thought I was recording, I wasn't. So, hi folks. Right, so I'm just in the middle of my hike around Cannock Chase, and I thought I'd do a very, very quick gear video. Got my little mask on, well, because I've got to go to the petrol station in a bit when I'm finished here. Yeah, so I thought I'd do a quick video on my gear. So my main camera, the one I've used for, what I've always used for DSLR cameras, I've used Sony cameras. I'm not a Nikon, not a Canon, it's Sony. And people say, oh, they make tellies and PlayStations, which yes, they do, but Sony used to be Minolta, and they bought out Minolta, but I'll talk about that in a second. So this is the Sony A65. I have had this for years. It's got a pull down, flip out lens, well, the screen, which is really good, digital viewfinder because it's a mirrorless camera, 24 megapixel stills, just 1080p 60 video, but I don't really use it for video because the lenses, unless you're doing manual focus, they're quite noisy. So yeah, it's got a standard, well, not a standard hot shoe adapter, you can mount a standard hot shoe adapter onto it. Yeah, this has been my workhorse. Every single landscape photo you've seen for the past 8 years has been on this. Every single fashion shoot that I've done has been using this. Lens that I brought with me today, I've got a Tamron. It's the 18-270 Piezo Drive Di2. I only picked up this just before lockdown, haven't really used it much. I don't normally use super zoom lenses because the last one that I had, which was a Sigma 18-250, had an issue with back focusing, as in where it would focus behind the subject even though you were focused on it, and that was even in manual focus as well. But so far, I mean, it seems to be holding up quite well. It's f3.5 to 6.3, and it does the job, you know. So far it's a bit bulky, but it's working all right. I mean, it's 62mm filter, and you've got the petal lens cover as well, which I really rarely use. What else have I bought today? I have bought, which I don't know if I'll actually use, but I'll see, bought my little lens baby. This is the Composer. Again, had this for years, had this before I even had this camera. This is a bizarre kind of tilt shift lens, so you can see the actual lens itself wobbles all over the place. Selective focus lens. If you've ever seen my photography book that I did called Found a Different Direction, the whole thing was shot with this, and I've got a caterpillar walking over my camera. Brilliant. Hang on, I'll show you. There he is, little guy just working up the tree. I've just got the camera as well. So I've got it foolishly. I bought everything else apart from an actual mount for my phone today. So yeah, these are weird and wonderful lenses. I didn't bring any other apertures with me today because the way you do is inside there's a little magnetic circle, and you plop it in, and that controls your actual aperture of the lens. And I think it goes from f1.8 up to f16 depending on the actual size of it. But you can, you know, you've got different shape apertures as well, and I've made my own out of magnetic paper, and they're quite fun to use, I must admit. Yeah, the only other one that I bought today, I bought my Minolta 50mm f1.7 Minolta lenses. As I said, Sony bought out, Minolta used to be one of the biggest lens manufacturers and camera manufacturers up until the kind of late 90s, and Sony bought them out. Japanese made. They are amazing lenses. I mean, this is, I think, round about 1980, 81, so it's a 40-year-old lens. It's autofocus still. It's still got the pin contacts on it on the rear, and it's compatible with every single Sony up to I think the A68 was the last that did it, and then they moved to their kind of micro 4/3, and they're like this only A7 series, and so they you can buy adapters for them. But yeah, but the Minolta ones are brilliant. I've got probably every single Minolta lens that you can get in the AF mode, like the beer can ones. They're called beer can because they are metal ones, which means they're heavy, and I've got like the 28-85, 35-70, 35-105, 28-135, which is what they call their legendary beer can. It's massive and it's ridiculously heavy, but it is tack sharp, as is this guy. But yeah, today I'm just talking about some of my photography gear, primarily what I use for landscapes. Videography, I'll do a whole new video on that because I shoot with a Panasonic FZ330 bridge camera mainly, and my current phone, which is a Huawei Mate 20 Pro, which shoots 4K video as well, because I like to do more 4K when it comes to video, and this guy here only does 1080p. Tripod, what I bought today was this, which is a very, very lightweight. This is a Manfrotto Modo. It's a pistol grip one. It's designed more for videography, brilliant for like panning and tilting and all that kind of stuff. Just about will hold the weight of this, not easily though. But you know, I've had this for a few years. It's a decent lightweight one just for like light days out and things like that. If I'm doing more serious landscape photography, then I will use my big Manfrotto carbon fibre, which cost me, geez, pennies from a charity shop. It was like £5 or something ridiculous. Amazing deal on it, and that's got a proper fluid ball head on it, and yeah, but just for portability I would really recommend. This is the 785B. I think they've replaced it with a new one now. For a little tiny tripod, I've got my little Manfrotto, I think it's called a Pixie. These are brilliant. Got a little ball head on it, as you can see. Super lightweight but very sturdy as well, and this will actually hold the weight of my DSLR as well. Really good. For camera strap, I mean, I've got my proper Sony one which goes over your neck, which I hate, but what I use is these ones, which is it's like called a Q strap, I think it is, and it's a sling strap, so it slings over your shoulder like that, so you can have your camera up to your waist and just bring it round like that. This is actually the Amazon Basics model. Just lock my lens. Cost about 15 quid, but they're brilliant because they screw onto your tripod mount. It also gives you an extra little tripod thing on there as well, and they're pretty secure. The last one that I had lasted me years until it came loose one day and my camera took a tumble and broke, and I had to get it refurbed and repaired and stuff as well. Camera bag, what I'm using today, it's not the most ideal one just for a light journey like this, but I wanted to put some like food and bits and pieces in as well. This is a Low Pro, I think it's called the Scope, Low Pro Scope. Again, it cost me pennies from a charity shop, but about £150 new to buy, but it was cheap and cheerful. It's designed more for like scopes and like long lenses, but it's a really nice one. Nice support, double shoulder straps, you can wrap it around, and it's got a tripod holder right on as well on the back. So yeah, but again, this isn't a definitive guide, this is just what I use. Memory cards, that takes, well, this takes SD. I think I've got a 64 gig in there at the moment, integral one, which are good. And my phone itself, that's just got 128 gig internal memory, which I've had this phone for like 6 months now and I've yet to fill it, and it shoots in 40 megapixel RAW, which is great. It's got a 3x optical zoom, well, it's got 3 lenses. It's got an ultra wide lens, it's got standard like kind of like 18mm equivalents, and it's got a 3x zoom lens on it as well, which is kind of like 35mm equivalent. And the Huawei phone, I must admit, is brilliant. It's a really good phone. I've been using it a lot. The thunderstorm that we had last night, I took some photos with it and I got some spectacular shots of the actual thunderstorm, some video stuff and some photos of it as well. So yeah, hope this has been informative. Again, this is not the be all and end all. I don't recommend gear to people. People always ask me what's the best camera to buy, and I'm like, the best camera is the one that you like. Go to shops and places and try them out. Probably don't buy it from Curry's or somewhere like that because they're bloody expensive, but try them out. I like Sony. I've always used Sony. Even before I shot DSLR with my SLRs, I used to use Minolta, and it was kind of a natural progression because I got a lot of Minolta lenses and stuff as well to move forward. The only other thing I bought today, which I don't know if I'll actually use, but I picked this up again. So I'm sitting on loads of cast shells, well, seeds of some sort of tree that I'm sitting under. The only thing I bought today, which I might do some photos with, is this, which is a Mi-Sphere camera, made by Xiaomi, or Xiaomi. 4K video, 4K, what, no, 6K photo, but it shoots in RAW on the photography side of things as well, so can do some really interesting 360 photos with it as well. I bought it with me today, but I don't know if I'll use it because I'm just I'm just enjoying nature today. But yeah, these are brilliant. Again, I haven't really tried it much. I've tried quite a few different 360 cameras. The first one I had was the LG 360, which is only like, I think it was about 2K. Quality's all right. Then I went to the Samsung Gear. That was okay, but I had issues with editing all of the footage on it and stuff because it's only supposed to work with Samsung phones. And on a particular Samsung phones, where you can get hacked software for it. It's not ideal. So I've got that one. Again, bought it just before lockdown. Haven't really tried it, so I thought I might do some stuff with it today. But yeah, that's my gear. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go and carry on hiking because there's lots of flies buzzing around me and I'm getting uncomfortable sitting on the grass. So yeah, please watch the hike in nature Cannock Chase video, which accompanies this one. I'll see you next time.